this video, we're going to change out the spark plugs. But before that, let me tell you why I'm changing it. Well, I changed it, and it didn't work. When I accelerate, especially getting on the highway here, I have a little shake that's going on in the car. And sometimes, there's a couple of reasons for that, but sometimes it's the spark plugs. And unfortunately, this time it was not the spark plugs. It could be tire wear, or I'm guessing it's my CV axle, CV boot on this side, because my daughter, I think, brushed up against something. So anyway, but it was time. I have 183,000 miles. You're supposed to change it every 90 or 100,000. They're iridium spark plugs. And so let's get started with the video and change out the spark plugs. The cool thing is, it is so easy to change it out. We're back at the Hyundai Sonata, 2010. Very good car. But there's a little shaking on the highway, and could be a couple things. First of all, I see some scratches here. And my daughter's like, I don't know how those happened. So the shaking could be a couple things, but I need to change the spark plugs anyway, so it might be the spark plugs at high speeds. We'll get into that later. So let's begin. We're going to take the top off. This snaps up and then back. So you see the hooks here. So they're hooked in like this and then down. So that's the first step. The next step is, this is not necessary, but I like to take my leaf blower, just get all the dust out of there, because you don't want anything going into the cylinders. So, alright, so this is the beauty of a 4-cylinder car. 4-cylinder engine is right here. We could take these off, but I'm gonna just try to take off the boots, I guess, and without, just moving it over. So we'll see how successful that is. Might have to, depends on how it comes out. So it looks like, yeah, okay. So we're gonna have to remove this, and it's usually by pressing, and you don't want to break it. Yeah, and it looks like the hook is right here. All right, so you want to move these, get these up. These just come right up. Okay, and then you need a little bit of help with the screwdriver or something. And then these should just come right out. Let me see if I can show you with some leverage. So you got to get some leverage somewhere to help. Yeah, there you go. Help push it out. See? So a little bit leverage somewhere to help it snap out. All right. Here they come. Make sure that's up. All right. Make sure these don't fall down. Make sure nothing goes in there. Probably the best bet to do is get these up and out. All right, last one. All right, so these come in different sizes. Depends on the spark plug. So I am putting Bosch double iridium in here, and I know that it's going to be 5/8. So you can just put it in there and feel it, and give a little couple hits, it starts coming out. The other thing is, make sure the engine is ice cold. So in other words, leave it overnight and do it in the morning, as I'm doing. And There it is. Their iridium, Desnos. Okay, here's number 2. Been in there a while. Oh, got that one out. Almost. Oops, I turned it. Well, that reminds me, you definitely want this tool that has a rubber part in there, because that grabs onto it. Otherwise, you'll never be able to grab it, so you definitely need this 5/8 spark plug. Saying that, alright, there you go, finally came up. Not too bad. Now, so this is every 100,000 miles. This car has 180,000 miles, so it was close enough. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out what that shaking is. Not yet. There's the last one. Again, not too bad. Alright, now the reverse. Let's put these in, and we always want to torque them down, so we'll talk about that. Alright, first of all, they're pre-gapped, right? So you don't have to worry about the gap. So now let's get into a little controversy. They say some people say you shouldn't do it, some people say you should. Guess what? This is the way I've always done it. Put a little bit of anti-seize lubricant. Now, of course, this is a little bit dry, but just a little bit. Now, people are like, no, you're not supposed to put that because it affects the torque. I've always put it. So that's first step. And then the second step is I use some dielectric grease on the top for the boot. So those are the two that I would recommend. Again, a little bit controversial, but I've always done it this way. And I've had to change these out multiple times because we keep our cars. And so that's my little tip. I'm sure in the comments I'm going to get why you shouldn't, but go ahead. Let's keep on the controversial track here. They have a crush washer, if you noticed, right? That will make sure there's a good seal. So you hand tighten these and it'll stop, right? And then they say give it half a turn, a quarter of a turn, right? So that would be 90 degrees. I have this set for 15. Okay, there it goes. And there. I have this set for 15 foot-pounds. Foot-pounds and 15. Hopefully you can see that. And it stopped. So that is the exact torque that you need for these. So hand tighten. Okay, we'll fish it down in there. Uh-oh. Look what I found. Ah, that's interesting. Wonder where that's from. Those work done whenever you buy a used car. That's what happens. So see, you fish it in there, and it'll get tight, right? But keep going until it'll stop. There. It stopped. Then we're gonna do our 90-degree turn. Here we go. Right there. So, perfect. So, two ways of doing it. You could torque it to 15 foot-pounds or a quarter or a 90-degree turn. I'll finish up the other two. All right, next step is I just put in a little bit of dielectric grease. See, it doesn't have to be a lot, but that just waterproofs it, dust proofs it, and everything else. So, see how this just a dab? A little goes a long way. All right, have them sit in there. See, just a little bit. Right, so you sit those in there nice and tight. All right, and then we start tightening these up. Now, these have a torque, but I just tighten it, and then, you know, just a nice and tight. There you go, don't break it. Just nice and tight. And then, plug that back in, push that back down. So we'll keep doing these. Okay, I mean, I just pushed it in. Let's see if that happens again. Okay, that snapped in. This one I got to tighten it down, but that snapped in, and that snapped in. So this one, you know, I had to push it down a little bit and then just go ahead and... All right, let me tighten everything up, but we're done. I guess we'll put the cover back on. So at this time, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. And so... nice and tight. And then this is interesting. This was down there. I wonder who did what on that. This car has some history. All right, you see those like to engage in there, so you want to engage those first. See, engaged, and then this just goes down and we're done. So I love 4-cylinder cars because they're so easy to do that. In fact, true story, my wife goes, hey, let's go to the mall or whatever, shopping. And I was like, okay. By the time she got ready to go, I had changed out the spark plugs. And not true with a 6-cylinder engine. Totally different. That takes all day. 4-cylinder engines, this is one of those things that's just a benefit.